Hello and welcome back to a weekly vlog. Like I've said, I'm debating whether to start doing this in general, actually, instead of doing it daily, start making a weekly. As of yet, you guys won't have seen, it's ready uploaded on YouTube. I'm just about to put it live probably tonight. Today's Tuesday. Last week's work, what I could manage to record, will be going live today, Tuesday. And obviously this week is a bit of a short week because obviously it's Tuesday. I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got quite a bit in. I'm on my own. And on Friday, we're going away in the caravan. So I've got a lot of running about to do in the morning. So I've got to take the caravan up to Morpeth, come back home, walk from home to work with the dogs, etc, etc. So I've got quite a busy week because I've got everything compacted into 3 days. And when you're on your own, it's a bit of a kind of nightmare. So first up, there is other work in. I'm only doing little snippets of each day because that's all I've got time for. I haven't got time to stand around talking on the camera too long because I've got slots for MOTs to catch. I've got people to have their cars back and so on and so on. And I don't want to be stuck in here till late on for no reason. So what we've got in today is Seat Leon. This is in for MOT. Quite like these old cars. The guy who I got the camper van off, he had a lovely one of these. I had one of these, a Cupra, years ago. I love it. A car I wish I hadn't have sold. But I've spotted a few faults straight away for the MOT. Can anybody spot what they are? Straight up. Headlamps, especially that one. Getting all smoky and cloudy. So we're going to have a look at it now. We're going to do a bit of a before and after, rather than a showing you doing everything. I'm going to try and get that cleaned up. And this one is a slightly better. I'm just going to try our best. I'm just going to give it a quick once over. Again, windscreen. Can't really see much of the reflection, but the blades are hanging to bits, as you can see there. That one. Believe it or not, though, for an MOT, see it? For an MOT, though, they do sort of clear the screen effectively, but I know she does a lot of miles in this car. I mean, when you look at this side here, it's really coming off. Effectively speaking, if it still clears the screen effectively, you can't fail it. It would just be an advice. But I know for a fact she'll be happy for us just to stick the wipers on. So we've already got them out here. 2 Valio ones, a 19 and a 21. I've just done a stoplight bulb. Luckily, again, when you're on your own, I've got a pole I use, but a guy who dropped the other car off, he checked. He said there was a light off, and sure enough, stoplight out. So the other thing I'm going to do is, once I fitted those wipers, I don't know if you can see from this angle, but the screen is covered in, you can't really see, it doesn't give it justice to what I can see with my eyes. It's absolutely covered in flies. Just out of respect, what I do when I fit a new set of wipers for somebody, I just give the windscreen a quick clean for them. It's just a bit of a nicer feel because she'll be used to driving around, obviously at the minute, current, with flies all over the windscreen and knackered wipers, so it'll be nice. They'll get into the car and it gives them that sense of satisfaction, like, oh, okay, I've had to have some new wipers fitted in. Oh, I can see where I'm going, you know? So that's that. We've been around here. Again, I love these old school. This is just a Mark IV Golf. That's all this is, a Mark IV Golf. I personally think they look a damn sight better. Lovely, easy to get into. There's the bulb there. Just going to stick that back in. One panel off, back in, job done. We'll get it up on the lift. We'll give it a check. I've done my basic checks around the inside. So what I'm going to do now is give those a quick clean, change the wipers, clean the windscreen, put the bulb back in. Now I'll come back to you. Right, that's the few jobs done. I think you can agree. Those headlamps look a lot better now. Definitely presentable for the MOT test, I'm pleased to say. Like I've said with that, I've used the bumper restorer as well as the headlight restorer, and it really does, I think, do a quick job just to get it through a test to save your car failing. It'll get you through a test, like I mentioned on a separate video. Just been around, top the screen wash up. The oil was low, ½ litre of oil. And as you can see, now the new wipers are on. 19 and a 21, the ones that were on were far too small, so even now it's wiping a much bigger area of the windscreen to start with. In around the back there's nothing you can see, but obviously I've done the bulb and that's everything back together there. So now just need to get it up on the lift and have a look. But what I tend to do is just thought I'd show you this, just in case you ever get any bother off people. We never do, rarely, ever. But I always just stick the old parts generally back in the car, unless it's like an oily filter or something, just so they can see themselves that things are past their best. The bulb as well was black, and you can physically see it's burnt out. It's just, we rarely get bother. I think you get that just from me and how my customers and stuff come across. Rarely get any bother. Just saves any rubbish of, oh, well, the bulb was working. I checked them with my son yesterday before coming to you. Well, a bulb can't break. Oh, there was nothing wrong with the wipers. At least if you just leave them in the car, let them get on with it. Obviously, filthy brakes and filters, I don't tend to do it. But the little things like that, I just leave in, and then that way you can't be questioned or anything like that, because they're there to see. So, yeah, that's those few things done. We're going to get it up in the air, have a look at it, and I'll come back to you again when it's up. We'll have a see. So fingers crossed there's nothing wrong, because I need to get on with things. Right, this is going to be the final part of today. Like I said, I'm just trying to keep daily parts up to the short pieces. The Seat, back to the Seat. Obviously, it's got the wheels off, you'll notice, because I checked it. When I checked it over, I found that the brake pads were pretty much down to the metal. The discs aren't the best, but they're savable. On the back, there's a slight little lip on the edge, but it's perfectly fine, more than serviceable. So the new pads have been put in there. I just wanted to show you what was left of the original, and just so I can show you the comparison between new and old, put it in the format where it would be on the car. All that media on that pad compared to that, there's basically just the metal on this one. So yeah, that wouldn't have been going through no MOT, so that's done. Just wanted to point something else out as well. These are original Audi Volkswagen pads. But if you look down here, see the Padget? The bottom, where my thumb is there. So like, you've already seen what we use, the Padget. So when I'm telling you, oh, like there, when I'm telling you I'm using Padget, so they're right there on main dealer parts. So there you go. Just thought I would point that one out. So yeah, we'll get the wheels on this one. Obviously, with these are a funny system. They've got like a slider in, and the kind of like hook under there. You've got to make sure you fit them correctly, and make sure these pins in here that you get a bit of fine sandpaper. Make sure they're clean. Once they're clean, use silicone grease, and make sure you put some grease on the threads where they go into the hub, because if you cross thread those hubs, you're in a whole world of pain, believe me. So it's just not worth doing that. So that's that done. The only other thing I've got to do today, apart from MOT this, is I need to check this Citroen over, do a few little things on this, which I may or may not record. So as I'm saying, it keeps things easier, keeping it open-ended, where I can just shut the recording off. I'll just swing this round. So I can just shut the recording off and then start again, just like that, you know. So that's just kind of how I'm going to do this. It makes it easier for us. I can just cut in and out little bits I need to say, and it all joins into one at the end of the week, and I'll make a weekly vlog. On a totally random, off-point subject, onto Project Jeep. What do you think of these? I've just gotten these. After I've just gotten the wheels redone, I picked up these spares. General Grabber AT3s. Very expensive tyre now. Pretty much brand new. Barely been used. Obviously, 4 of. All in equally as good condition. Even though the wheels are dirty, I'm going to clean them up. So I'll show you on the next video when I get time. I'll clean these up and see how they look with the white writing on them. And these are a 225 70 16, where they're 235 on the car. So they're obviously a lot bigger, as you can see. I'm debating, what do you think I should do? I most certainly don't want to be disturbing those nice new rims that are switching tyres round. So I think what I'm going to do is these can be my summer tyres / wheels, and they can be my winter tyres / wheels. And I can't imagine this thing having much bother getting through any kind of winter weather with these big boys on. Again, in case you're wondering why you're drinking at work, Dan. No, I'm not. That was a lady who I mentioned who had the hybrid last week when our battery went flat, and she was insisting on giving us money. I said, I don't want money. I was simply just passing. I said, just get us some beers. So that was nice of her. Nice big 18 slab of Carl in there. That shall do me just nicely. Again, she is the lady who used to own my Mercedes, the ML. Fantastic. So thank you very much for that, Pat. Much appreciated. So yeah, I'll cut back in if I start work on this DS3 later on. If not, that'll be into tomorrow. But you guys won't know, because I'm just going to cut in and out, put them together, do a weekly vlog. I think that's a lot easier for me, because every day having to upload individual videos takes so much time because you add all the tags in, upload them, blah, blah, blah. This way I can get some... I don't know. We'll see. Once my dad's back to work, I might go back to the couple of days through the week rather than a one long video, but we'll see. So I need to get on, get these wheels on, and get on our way, get this MOT'd and get the Citroen looked at. Quick update on the DS3. I'm not going to get up into too much detail with this, but the customer has supplied some parts. I'm doing this in my free time. It's not actually booked in. It needs a check done, but I just thought I would go through a few things with these. So it's the 1.6 diesel, the DV6. So as an absolute mount, as you can see, it's just, you drop a handful of peanuts in there, not many of them will hit the floor. Just an absolute network of pipes and mess, basically. So it's in for a service. I've done the pollen filter, which was absolutely clogged. I don't think this has ever been changed. From new, actually, it's an original Citroen Peugeot one. There might even be a date stamp on there, I think. We'll have a look. Again, original man filter, as you see, Citroen Peugeot man filter. That's what we use. But look at that one. It is just absolutely rammed solid. So that's certainly not be doing no good for the ventilation in the car. And yeah, that is a date stamp there. 2011 car. That's never been changed. So there's the air filter. Minging. That has been changed. Man again though, but I would say that has been changed. That's not original. Just busy doing the oil filter. I've got the fuel filter to do, which is a bit of a chew on with these. Do not attempt doing these at home unless you have a proper vacuum device. Like this. Do not touch it. Mark my words, you'll suffer. It's one of these here, like a pumping vacuum machine there. I don't know if you see that. That unit there. Just make sure that you only use one of those. If you don't, you won't get them started again. There's a little primer on them, but they're absolutely rubbish. So that's to do. I'll show you what it is. I'm certainly not going to record doing this because it's just not worth the hassle of trying to record with diesel all over. But they're just a nightmare because they drain out, and while they're draining out, you can't refill them, so you can't fit these pre-filled, which is a stupid idea because there's like a rod that goes down. So there we go, there's that. Pick that seal up off the floor. And obviously we've got the new air filter to go on. And there's a little bit what I've been told by the customer on the oil cooler, which is a big job. And I don't think he wants to go spending that kind of money because it's his son's first car. Put one of these in, like I mentioned, we're putting it in on the Jeep. It's fantastic stuff, this, even as a preventative. There's nothing in here whatsoever what can damage your cooling system. So that's that. I just want to show you the oil filter on these DV6s. You've got to take all this off, all that off, all that off. All sorts of bits and bobs lying all over. You've got to dismantle to get down here where the oil filter is buried. But most importantly with the oil filter, I just want to show you this. It's got this little peg on it. That peg must locate into the little hole down there. You cannot fit them in your conventional way where you put them onto here. And if you do that, I can guarantee you'll end off rounding off the threads. So the best way to do it is to actually put it in first. Second of all, this seal is on an angle. It's tapered. That there where my finger is. Make sure that is not twisted and make sure it's on tapered down over. They're a nasty little engine to work on these DV6s. I personally only do regular service and work on them. I don't get too involved. Do the odd EGR valve down the back. But yeah, a lot of work involved. It's not, the average stuff you try on your driveway, I can imagine people would end off getting themselves into a little bit of a pickle. So I just thought I'd do that to show you. So I'm going to get that oil filter stuck in, get the oil drained out, air filter back in, clean all the rubbish out in there, get on with the fuel filter and give it a check underneath. I'll probably come back to you when it's up on the lift this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and just have a quick look underneath and see if it's okay. I don't know nothing about it, he just wants it checked over, so that's what I shall do. So I'll get back to you very soon. Right, so that's the majority of everything done now. New air filter in, everything back together. You can't even see the oil filter now. I want to show you the fuel filter on the bench. Screen wash topped up, new antifreeze in with the sealer, tested the brake fluid, that's all good. I just want to show you what you kind of have to do the fuel filters on these. Now, as you can see, Through the centre of them is the drainer, which is that little unit there, which you have to be careful. You angle it and it twists and it goes down through the centre of a moving filter. So as you can see, that moves inside. Always put grease into these because the C's, and they're just tiny little T15 Torx. And at the bottom, that's, as you can see, where it is. But I just wanted just to show you this, obviously, on here. I don't know if that'll focus in. Ford Motor Company. So it's got a Ford filter on, just in case anybody goes, nah, they don't use their engines in Ford and stuff like that. They do. There it is, their Ford filter. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, man wanting going on. That's obviously into place now. You check at the bottom. I need to give that a rub. So that's it in. So what you've got to do is when you get it across, you only put a couple of pipes on. I'll get everything into place and I'll show you what you've got to do. Right, so that's it connected up. So obviously the fuel filter's back into place. Make sure, like I've said, you put the plug on. Make sure the drainer is secured into place. Connect up the main feed of diesel. Then this is your return. What you want to do is the secondary return. Connect. I've got a little rubber pipe. Connect the vacuum pipe to it. Leave this pipe disconnected. And with this, by the way, you get a little screwdriver. Lift that centre piece up. Then press the outside down bit off. Do not go prizing on with that. You will break it and you'll need a whole new pipe back to the tank. So basically what you're doing is, that is your feed from the tank going in. These are your returns. So by pumping the primer, what you're doing is you're sucking diesel from the tank. So by doing this, you're not having to mess on with these, which generally break or leak. You just simply connect the vacuum pipe, like I've done, pump it a few times, and just wait. And when you can hear it, in a few seconds, you'll hear it priming through. Now you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that on camera, but that's priming through now. That's enough. Pull the pipe off, pop the other one back on, click, make sure that one's on, that one's on, give it a few more primes. There, that's already gone hard. Apologies, the phone rang there. So yeah, that's it primed up. That's just brake cleaner. I've been cleaning it up. So as you've seen, that's what you want to do with the suction device. I would be very cautious thinking that one of these little primer bulbs will fill a completely empty filter. And like I've shown you, due to the design of this like piston going down the centre, you cannot pre-fill these before fitting. So naturally, just remember, I've already drained the oil on this and refilled. Make sure you've got your oil in. Everything's back into place, what it is. And we'll try giving it a start. It could possibly either not start or chug or cut out. That's totally normal. Because obviously once you've had the system open to the elements, diesels, when you get air in the system, it's not a good sign, because they don't like it. So we'll give it a try. There we go. They will fire straight away. I wouldn't advise revving them too hard, because if you do, you can draw more air in. And there we go. Give it a minute. After a minute, you'll be okay to give it a rev or drive it. But you've just got to give a little bit of time for the air to get out the system. Naturally, the oil filter and everything, check there's no leaks. Not that you can see anything on these. I'll need to take it up on the lift and double check. But there we go. So while that's running, I'm going to give it, like I say, a minute. I just thought I'd show that. It's not really that interesting, but I may as well add some content. I would like to show you me doing it, but there's diesel everywhere. There's stuff you see on my face, my hands. It's everywhere, and I cannot be touching my phone doing that. And the phone's rang about 20 times as well while I've been trying to get on with it. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I've got 2 vans in, and I say I'll just fill up a decent sized video of everything that I get in and out this week. So I'll catch you soon. But I keep saying I'll catch you soon. It'll be like that to you guys. Hello and welcome back to Wednesday's vlog, but like I say, this will be all into the weekly vlog. Today has been unbelievably busy. From the minute I got to work this morning, with people queuing at the door, up until right now at 12:30, MOT's dumped on us the whole lot. So this will be quick, brief, and I can't go into too much detail about what I've done. So, got Simon here today helping us, thanks Simon. Rental traffic in, oil and filter change, which we're on doing. Check over underneath, and the handbrake a cable had come out of one of the calipers. He had lost the handbrake, but it was a brand new cable fitted a few weeks ago. But this caliper is starting to seize on the arm, and the arm was seized down, which means the cables can work their way loose. Done a quick repair on that. Probably going to need a new caliper. I've had to bring it down, simply I haven't had time. to sort it. So that's that. There's the Altea. Don't forget, this will still be under project videos when I get around to doing different things. Simon's using this now, he bought it. But like I've said, I'm still going to keep it on the channel. And if he wants to ever get rid of it, I most certainly will have it back. RAV4, I've got the thing on the bench for this. It's in for an air conditioning recharge. So that's to be done. I've had this dumped on us. Passat, the guy who watches this, Graham, thanks very much. He's a really good customer. I was just saying we've been working it out. He must have been coming to the garage over 30 years. Absolutely spot on. But this guy works away and he's been called out to do work. So anybody else, I would have told them sort of where to go. But Graham, he really does look after me. He's a good customer and he never gives any hassle whatsoever. And it just shows you, I always go the extra mile for somebody who actually gives you respect as a friend rather than just a garage. That's the way he is. He speaks to you on the street. He has a bit carry on with you. So yeah, I'll go the extra mile. I'll work late if it means getting this done for him so he can get away for his new work where he's been called out to. The LDV, been on with that. The gear linkage had come off. I've done a repair on the cable and I've also freed off, there's like a pivot joint on top of the gearbox. Freed that off, so I'm going to go for my dinner in a couple of hours time, and so I'll take this up when I get my dinner to give it a test drive. Drives really nice actually, and fingers crossed. I've drove it around the yard, the gear linkage hasn't popped off anymore, so happy days. I think my repair's done the trick. So there we go. I need to get this checked over, hopefully it needs nothing, get this regassed, get the traffic out. I'll quickly show you what I'm going to put into this one. If you don't know what it is, go back onto a few videos on my Jeep. I did a video while I regassed the air condition on it, a bit of a how-to. So there's no point in us repeating a video doing it on the Toyota, because I've already done it on the Jeep. This is the stuff here. But the top and bottom of it with this in, it's got a very mild leak sealer in it. So if on older vehicles there's a seal starting to leak or something like that, it does help. And actually, I will say, it does work, because I've put it in cars which I know have a minor leak and they're still working, i.e. this, no less than, no joking, 10 years ago. And here we go. As I've mentioned, people, it's been absolutely non-stop. So I'm going to have to pause the video and see what's going on. So that's all that done. So I got stopped there. Fiesta come in. One of the seatbelt inertia was playing up on it, so I put some oil down it, give it a bat, and it seems to be okay. Like I say, yeah, that's the aircon refrigerant, and Simon's just busy checking oil on that, so that's been done. And bit of action down here at Scotland Gate. About 6 police cars and a riot van have just all gone flying down, and you'll be asking why. Because some nice person last night outside the shop decided to stab a bus driver to get, 20 quid in coppers off him. Disgrace, eh? What's the world coming to when, even now a bus driver can't go about their work and get stabbed, Makes me worried here. I'm just right next to that, where that's happened. And how many people think that we have bags load of money lying around here? Which we don't. We would generally take card payment and bank transfer. If anybody comes in with more than £100 now, I refuse payment, especially when I'm here on my own. I say it's either cash transfer or come when we can actually do a run to the bank. Just not worth having money lying about in premises nowadays. I hope, obviously, a lot of you guys run your own businesses. What's your thoughts about having cash on site? And all the main dealers have done the same thing. I went up to Ford, to Bristol Street, to buy something the other week, and Honda, and they refuse cash payment. It's bank transfer, like a card or transfer only. And I think that's going to be the way we're going to have to go if there's going to be carries on like that. Most certainly not worth getting stabbed over any amount of money, is it? Let alone a bus driver. So, sad times. But I'll leave that here. I need to get on. I've got so much to do. Like I've said, if you want to view any videos of the aircon, look at it on my previous video of the Jeep. The Passat is just going to be a straightforward MOT pre-check. The van's done. The LDV, I worked late last night repairing the gear linkage on it. I'll be honest, I couldn't be bothered to record with that. And bit of news, just to check people are watching the middle part of these videos. New project, just bought one, and I think you guys will like it. But unfortunately, it means one of my vehicles is going to have to go off to a new home. But we'll see. that's all to come, as I'll be releasing this not this week, but it'll be on the weekend when while we're in the caravan. I'll release this week's vlog. But there's still a few jobs in tomorrow. Got an L200 in to try some new land guard or something it's called underneath, corrosion protection. And then Friday is going to be hit and miss because I've got the caravan to do. So I'll catch you tomorrow, but you'll not know us tomorrow. It'll just be a click of a finger like that and you'll be into tomorrow. Bye. Hello and welcome back to the end. Well, this is just going to be the end part of the weekly vlog, but I've got the L200 back in. I know a lot of you keep asking to see it. This guy's actually bought his own stuff in, which I've never heard of before. It's land guard, rust protection, but it's like water. You don't use the compressor, air or nothing. All you use is just this trigger, just a normal trigger. So we'll give it a go, but the write-up, this stuff's £80. So, and they say that this, what is it, a litre or something, or 500ml? I don't even know, that can't be, maybe a litre there, 500ml of it. To say that, he'll be able to do this and still have some left over. I don't know, but we'll find out. But its write-up seems to be really good. I mean, obviously it's classed as a anti-corrosive and lubricant, long-lasting surface protection, but the stuff it says on the back here is, what's that here? Seals and stops rust, obviously, can be applied over surface rust, long-term protection, water, acid, salt, alkaline resistant, heat resistant up to 450 degrees, jet wash resistant up to 3000 psi. So, shall we see what it's like? Never used it before, so it's going to be new for me. I'll do a bit of a walk around this truck first, so you can see before and after. So naturally, you'll all know what a standard L200 looks like underneath of this age. We've already done a test patch up here, so that's kind of like how it looks. We'll do a little bit of video and see what it's like. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. So that hasn't had nothing on. So we'll get some of it applied. I'll do a quick video of while I'm doing it so you can have a watch, but clearly you don't need to be standing watching us on for an hour spraying stuff on. I'm just going to get my gloves on, get masked up and have a go, seeing what it's like for coverage basically. But if you have a look under here, this is how it kind of looks. So this is like a bit of a before. So we'll get cracking. I've just had it in some hot water to thin it out, but it seems like water anyway. Wax oil is like a gooey kind of substance. This is actually just like water. Like you can see it. It's I don't know if you can actually see the reflection at the top of the can there moving. So we'll get set up and I'll do a quick bit of video while we're doing it, and I'll show you what it's like after it's been done. I've got the glamorous assistant on, Simon, to do some demonstration. And I'll tell you what, this stuff goes on good. All three were stood here saying, no way will that little bottle do one of these, but you know what it is, it will. And it goes on quite nice. That's just a quick video there, and I'll show you the underneath once it's done, but I think you'll agree, that's decent enough. I'm quite happy with that. And it goes on clear, not black. If you look at the liquid, it is like more or less a clear kind of coat. So we'll find out. So we'll get on, we'll get it done, and I shall get back to you when the rest of the full car's truck is done underneath and see what you think. I mean, it is £80, it's a lot of money, but I'll tell you one thing, for me in the garage here, I'd rather do a vehicle with this, no problem. When you've got the wax oil, you've got the compressor going constantly, you get absolutely covered, even in the clear stuff, and it's a really dirty job to do. It's horrible, we hate doing it, but to be quite honest, I would ever go doing with that. That's not bad at all. So I'll get back to you when it's done. Right, that's it done, and we're very impressed with how this works. I must admit, there's no mess, a few little drops of it's come off. No misting in the garage, no compressor, it doesn't even smell bad. I'm not covered in black, what you normally would be doing wax oil. And as you can see, it just goes on. You wouldn't even really know it's on till you get close up. And it's just a very fine mist. Goes over, I think, obviously the full chassis. I've done all up here. You can't even see that it's been done, but it has. Yeah, definitely the thumbs up. You can see the little drips of it, you see, just in areas. very impressed with it. Yeah, we're all kind of saying, you know, like, it does definitely make the job the damn side easier working with it. So I'd highly recommend anybody, whatever vehicle you have, to get this stuff put on. Put it anywhere that says, he says you can even put it on the exhaust. So yeah, definitely Landguard, thumbs up from me, 100%. Definitely. So, there we go. Just thought I would show you that. That's the full L200 protected underneath now. Even done these splash guards. We've had this one off, done underneath that. As you can see the little drips there. See? This gives your vehicle an extra lease of life, especially with these, because they do like to rot. So anything you can do to help is a thumbs up in my opinion for these. But it even, I'm thinking it's just going to dry completely clear. Just looks wet at the moment. I'm not sure what it looks like when it's dry. I'll have to update you on that. So there we go. So I'll leave that one here as I duck down. That's the end of this week's. My plans now, this afternoon, I'm going to get away, get the caravan sorted, because we're away tomorrow night. So there probably won't be much of a vlog tomorrow. I've got a Suzuki Swift in to check a fuel filler neck, because it's leaking, but just to look at it and see what we need and what that's to order. So even though it's Thursday, I'll leave it here for this week. That's really all I could do. Very busy yesterday, as you know. I was here at Leon time, so sorry if this has been hit and miss, but I've been so busy when I've been on my own trying to do stuff. Simon's helped us yesterday, which was a massive help. Obviously I've got him here today, just we wanting to come along and have a look at the this protection we're putting on the L200. But like I said, the guy recommended this stuff. I didn't know nothing about this Landguard. It's the guy who owns the truck, one of my viewers, who's brought it in, and he's nicely left us over. It's done that full truck and there's still quarter of a can left. So I would safely say, however size, I think that's about 1 litre, 500ml. You would easily do two large vehicles or 4 small vehicles. So thumbs up, definitely. I'm going to invest in some of that, and I may even actually, if anybody's interested and you want your vehicles done, now the guy's left us with the trigger, the spray. I'll just need to order it in. So if anybody's interested in wanting the Landguard protection done on that vehicle, just drop us a message. And obviously, naturally, if you live local, you can drop your car in, and I'm happy to do it. I don't know about costs for it. I don't even know. I know that costs £80. But for my labour wise, it'd probably take about, because obviously this guy's specially cleaned this car. You've got to go around and clean everything off, apply it properly. You're looking at a couple of hours from start to finish with them. So I need to think about it. But if anybody's interested, please drop us a message down below. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's the end of this week's. I might do a little bit of caravan content when I'm away tomorrow evening and over the weekend. In the meantime, I'll be uploading this one probably sometime over the weekend as well. So thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoy this, hit the like. Please leave a comment. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye.